Did you hear the one about the humanist that couldn't tell the time? I'll keep this brief. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, let me thank Michael and Alan for their excellent speeches. I never realised how nervous I would be today. Wheelchair! If Alan had told me that I would have to stand up in front of a room of people to make a speech wearing a skirt and knickers, I would never have agreed. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mark and I've been friends with Alan for about 5 years. To help me prepare for this speech, Alan supplied me with a list of things that I could and couldn't talk about. Unfortunately, I adopted Alan's method for doing his homework all the years ago when he was at school. And I read the first 3 lines, the last 3 lines, and nothing in the middle. So there's a good chance I might say 1 or 2 things to offend him. My speech today is supposed to give Alan a highly uncomfortable 5 minutes. Julie, your uncomfortable 5 minutes is coming later, courtesy of Big Alan. As much dirt in this man as you would find in a Taliban cave digger. However, I think we'll give him an easy ride since some of the Waltons are present. On behalf of Michelle, I would like to thank Alan for his kind words. For once in my life, I find myself agreeing with him. Michelle looks absolutely fantastic today. And only rightly outshone by her bride Julie. I think you'll all agree Julie looks 1 in a million as opposed to Alan, who looks like he was 1 in a raffle. Payback sweet. And I must say it's funny how history repeats itself. It was roughly 30 years ago that Michael and Vi were sending their daughter to bed with a dummy, and here it is happening again. I've come to the conclusion that the term best man is just a fancy name for a nanny. Therefore, as nanny today, I've had to ensure that Alan made it here in time. He was sober and he was looking the part. Well, we were here for 1 o'clock. By that point, thanks to Graham, we hadn't had a drink because the bar was shut. So 2 out of 3 isn't bad after all. I'm a nanny, not a plastic surgeon. In all honesty though, I've heard you all talk today about how great the bride looks, how great the bridesmaid looks, how cute the flower girls and the page boys look, and how the hot the best man and the ushers are. But don't you think Alan's scubbed up well today? He looks great, doesn't he? That is by, if you mean great, he looks like a giant tartan shuttlecock. Today you see before you a fairly presentable guy, and Alan is possibly the most vain and image-conscious guy that I've ever known in my life. So it might come as a wee surprise to you, but it wasn't always the case. Alan was born, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here now, that would be ideal. Alan was born on the 10th of November 1967. Seriously, 67? You get a point, mate. To Harry and Nettie. And in researching this speech and looking at the major world events that took part on the day that Alan was born, unfortunately I could find nothing of note. Apart from the nurses at Stop Hill still refer to that date as Ugly Monday. You might also be surprised to know that Alan was the only baby in Mary Hill to have shutters fitted to his pram. And in fact, and you can back Nettie didn't actually suffer from morning sickness until after Alan was born. A wee bit later in life, Alan was a bit of a slow starter. He was different from all the other 4-year-olds at play school. He was 11. But in saying this, in all the years I've known Alan, I've never once heard anybody question his intelligence. In fact, I've never heard anybody mention it. Alan and Julie have been together for 13 years now, since the time they got married. They met in the parade when Alan was affectionately known as Fat George. Always the model professional. There was one occasion in the early days where Julie wondered what she was getting herself out for. Alan was on stage and was ridiculously drunk, so much so that he dropped the microphone and spent a verse and half a chorus following around the stage with him in hot pursuit. Julie and marrying Alan today has proven to me that love is not only blind but also has no sense of smell. Alan proposed to Julie last year, almost a year today, when we were in Florida with our families and our kids. And Alan and I left in the morning under the cover of "We're going to get bread and milk." Really, we were off to the tattoo studio that we'd found a couple of days earlier. Alan had asked for Julie to be tattooed on his chest, and he was going to get the piece finished when he got home. However, he asked that the tattoo artist stenciling below it the words, "Will you marry me?" in an ink. And thanks to that guy, there nearly wasn't a wedding today. Unbeknown to us, the tattoo artist was Cuban and paying very little attention to what he was being asked. And instead of the requested, "Will you marry me?" he had stenciled in, "Julie, you will marry me." And we all know who wears the trousers and that is. As you can see, Alan's poolside proposal after the original frosty reception when we arrived back 4 hours late was a success, so here we are today. Before we went to Florida, Alan asked me, "Mark, what do you think about marriage?" To which I replied, "Alan, flattered, but the stuff he tried was experimental." I need a wee bit of help for Pat for this part of my speech, so please put your hands together for Pat. Andy, I should take the time. Me and Pat got made my speech in for 20 minutes, he's just helped. Stay here. That's up to you, mate. Can everybody see Pat alright? Yes. I'm sure this is going to run to your no Pat, you behave yourself. Alan throughout his life has been a bit of a trendsetter. Thankfully, watching him has saved us from embarrassment on numerous occasions, especially when it comes to hairstyles. Is that alright, Pat? Alan's hairstyles made into numerous Hollywood blockbusters, and if we can move to Exhibit B, Pat, his current hairstyle was even a craze in the Vatican. Exhibit B? Some of you may have thought that the tsunami was the biggest thing to ever hit Japan. Well, you would in fact be wrong, Pat. Can we have Exhibit C, please, mate? Now, how does he get his quiff so big, I hear you ask? It's fairly simple, to be honest. Alan uses the top styling products that you find all the A-list celebrities using. Can we have Exhibit D, please, Pat? I believe it's called Pump. So, to finish off my little section with pictures of Alan, I would like to show you a picture that was taken at Alan's stag do. I know you've seen it. The Pat's obviously just seen this for the first time, which explains the look of his chops. We arrived in Krakow to find that the stag party was made up of 9 other respectable, well-behaved guys. However, you must understand that it is difficult to be taken seriously when you've got Alan and Pat with you. Can we have the last one, please, Pat? Please, guys, together for Pat. Thanks, mate. So some of you might know that earlier in life Alan was a bit of a player. With a string out, look at you all cringing. With a string of exes that can stretch from here to Hamilton and back. And I'm thrilled that he's finally settled down with somebody who's got the patience for him. I would now request if there's anybody out there who still has a key for Alan's love nest, if you could please come and return it to the big one, that would be fantastic. Anybody still got a key for Alan's? Oh, I remember you. Is that an oh shit? Thanks for your cooperation in that. Ladies and gentlemen, my final duty today is one that I perform with great pleasure. It has been an honour to be Alan's best man, and especially on being at his stag party and meeting some of his friends. To be chosen for that esteemed list was an absolute honour. Finally, I would ask you to be upstanding. Please raise your glasses to love, laughter, happily ever after. To the new Mr. and Mrs. Walker, ladies and gentlemen, to Alan and Julie.